Hi, everybody. I joined All Saints CT team in 2017. Thank you. And first began working with Jason and the others crafting our vision for what we hoped our school could be. 2 meetings in, I know I had to be on my game because in a room full of passionate and very capable professionals, filled with exciting conversations about new ideas, solving old problems, Jason stood out. So this is a brief list of things I've realized in many debates and conversations with Jason Isaacs. I used to think I had an enormous vocabulary. But after speaking with Jason about this or that for the last few years, I realized at best it could only be graciously described as kind of big. I used to think that I was well-read and research-based, but after chatting with Jason, I realized I just only entered the lobby of the library and he was a walking, talking version of one. I used to think I was a pretty big-time former athlete, national champion, and after swapping stories with Jason, I realized MVPs and championships in professional international leagues are kind of on another level. I used to think I was a pretty courageous mountain climber, but then I heard Jason's stories about climbing frozen waterfalls in the winter, which was also kind of next level. I used to think I was an avid outdoorsman with a couple cool, fun survival stories. But then I heard Jason's story of his dad dropping him off in the middle of nowhere as a teenager in the Rockies and leaving him to his own devices to make it out alive a few days later.
Oh, jeez.
I used to think I was a pretty good social studies teacher, but then I read some of Jason's students' essays, and they were better than anything I could have written. I used to think I knew a bit about history and world politics.
Yeah.
Now I just ask Jason instead of Googling it, because I get more in-depth and accurate answers. One time, I thought I had him stumped, inquiring about Israeli and Zionist influences in Jamaican ska music, real thing, to which he needed an evening to brush up, but the following morning he connected all the dots in a way that Wikipedia never could. I could go on and on about similar stories in carpentry, coaching, or mixing cocktails. I've learned a lot from Jason Isaacs, the Renaissance man, but perhaps the greatest lesson is to remember to be humble about what I know and about what I think I know, about what is good and what could be better, and about all that is required to take on the complex problems facing the modern teacher and the modern man. I've had the privilege and challenge of trying to stitch his wisdom into our work at the school, and while at times it's not obvious, his insights permeate many corners of this building and are forever part of its fabric and foundation. His ability to connect philosophy, psychology, history, politics, economics, and pedagogy into a single line of thinking is the type of professional guidance that we rarely get, but will certainly be missed. So thank you for everything you've built here at All Saints, Jason. You'll be sorely missed. Congratulations on your early retirement.
Woo!
Just a few more words in regards to that. Jason is not only all those things that John just talked about, he's also an amazing father with 3 amazing kids. And each of those kids, you see the lessons that he teaches them and how they have turned out the way they are. I was fortunate enough to coach Riley, his oldest son, in hockey, and to watch that interaction in that environment truly was awe-inspiring for me as well. And I'm older than Jason, but to see that was remarkable. The other thing I think that needs to be said about Jason is he asks the tough questions. He laid some pretty difficult things at my door over the years, at our CT's door over the years, trying to push us in certain directions. But you know what? He always did so in a manner which was all about what is best for kids. And he also did it in a manner which was all about being respectful of differing opinions. And I think that's really important. When the concept of our saying, once a legend, always a legend, is said, Mr. Jason Isaacs falls into that category for sure. For those of you who don't know, Jason was a student of Bishop Carroll High School. He's actually all on the Wall of Fame there.
Oh, wow.
As a student athlete. And then he has been a parent of 3 students who have well, 2 students who have graduated, or all 3 actually now, I think, all 3 now. And now he finishes his career going back as a teacher, so it's almost come full circle for him. So I think that's a neat little anecdote, but Jason, we wish you all the very best, and like I said, once a legend, always a legend.